One of my favourite days ever is when I have one of those types of days where I'm really satisfied with my face, and every time I look in the mirror it gives me that kind of happy feeling because I really like the way that my face looks. And you might disagree, but I have bought quite a few new products, and every time I put one of these, well, two of these particular products on, I feel really happy and excited about putting my makeup on. This is going to be a favourites video. If you clicked on it from the title, you'll probably already know that. I'm going to try and not ramble too much because normally I talk way too much, and my first draft of this came out at about 19 minutes long, so we're gonna get going. First favourite is this hair mousse. This is the Tresemme 24-hour body amplifying mousse. This is awesome. It volumizes my hair, makes it nice and big, and it doesn't make it crispy. Early experiences with mousse have always weighed my hair down and made it crispy. This just volumizes it and makes it feel like normal hair. The problem I have with this, and this is going to turn into a bit of a rant, is that I've been through 4 consecutive bottles, and every single time this has happened within 3 uses. I don't know if it's just me. I mean, how wrongly do you have to press a nozzle to break it 4 consecutive times? Like, I'm just pressing the button. I can't be doing that much wrong, but apparently I am because it's broken 4 times. So, despite the fact that this product is awesome, I bought one last shot. If this breaks, by the way, this is full, like really full, like 90% full. If this breaks, I will not be buying this product anymore, which is a shame because it's awesome. But I can't afford to keep paying £5 every week or so because the nozzle keeps breaking on your crappy product, Tresemme. Favourites. One of my favourites this month has been the Bioderma Sensibio, which is a Micellaire solution, which I actually had to Google to find out how to pronounce in English. I can say it in French perfectly well, Solution Micellaire. But in English, I had no idea. I only did GCSE biology and chemistry, so I had no idea. I've never come across this word before. I've actually tried the ombre release version of this. They're both exactly the same, but I happened to be in Brussels, ran out of makeup remover and needed to buy this. This should have been in my haul from last month, but I forgot because I just left it in the bathroom because I've been using it so much. You can see how much has gone. Actually, Kiwi really loves this as well, because he doesn't like to wash his face too much because it gets really dry, so he likes to use this just to cleanse his face in the morning. What it is it's a makeup remover, kind of cleanser, toner. It basically does everything for you. The best thing about it is I was absolutely floored about how well it removes makeup. It doesn't sting, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't dry your skin out at all. It just leaves it feeling squeaky, completely clean. That's due to the science where the molecules, instead of just kind of swiping and smearing the makeup over your face as you would with a baby wipe, they kind of open up and then kind of eat. I don't really know how to describe it. There's a review of the ombre release one on my blog, and then there's a link from that where you can go see how this works. But regardless, it's amazing. It's colourless, odourless, and I've never ever found a makeup remover like it. It's just incredible. Favourite perfume of the whole month, this Jimmy Choo Delight. The smell is just delicious. It's just so sweet and vanilla-y, and oh, I love this so much just because it combines Miss Chérie by Dior, which is one of my favourite fragrances, with, you know, a slightly more adult feel, I suppose, but still being really sweet and sexy. It's delicious. Although the writing is already wearing off the bottle, which you might not be able to see, but quality of the bottle, not so good. Perfume, awesome. Delicious. Favourite face products this month. I've had kind of a month of 2 halves, in that I was privileged enough to be asked to work with Face Atelier IMAX, which quite a lot of you know because you may well have seen me there. And that got me really into my Face Atelier again. So I've been, now that I've got this amazing 0-, which I will show you how amazing it is, by the way. Just going to put a tiny bit on my hand. Okay, so that's how much I've put on my hand, literally the tiniest blob. And that's how opaque it is. It's amazing. Now that I've got this, I can colour adjust my foundation to my liking because it was a tad too dark for me, and I got really, really in love with this. These two products mix perfectly together. They're designed to mix together. However, it doesn't only mix with that foundation, it also mixes really well with the Prolongwear, which is something I got really obsessed with at the end of the month. I was asked to work with iPulse, the hair removal system, Boots Smooth Skin, at the Olympia wedding show, where I talked to lots of really hairy brides about hair removal. BT Dubs got to do an extra video about iPulse because it's amazing, and I'm not being paid to endorse it. You all know that I bought the product myself, but it was a really cool experience. But I wanted something that would last me the distance on the day, because I went to go see Dirty Dancing the musical after working a full day on the Saturday. I went to go see Dirty Dancing the musical with my mother, which was an enforced bonding exercise from my dad. Wasn't that good, by the way, wouldn't go again. It was interesting in the way that, you know, watching something on TV is it kind of just distracts you, but it wasn't, wouldn't go again. But this has always been a bit too dark for me as well, so I've been mixing a bit of my 0 minus with a bit of this and a bit of liquid illuminator into my foundation, so it gives my foundation less of a satiny matte feel, more of a tiny bit of a glow, but it keeps my foundation on all day with that glow. So that's what I really love. Like, my skin has a much healthier look to it, bit of a shine. I just mix it all in the foundation because the highlighter I've been using is subtle enough that you can just put it all over your face, especially with this kind of foundation. So these two things together, and the other night after the wedding show I went to go see Ben Folds in concert, and it was amazing, and I would go to every single concert of his if I could afford it, because he is seriously incredible. But the reason that I fell in love with this foundation in particular this month was also because of the brush I was using. I haven't used the Coco Beau Big Fat Firm foundation brush for a very long time, mainly because I was obsessed with the Face Atelier, and the other reason is because I've been trying to use up a bottle of Bio Detox by Bourjois, which I don't like, and I've been using the e.l.f. powder brush because that makes it go on nicely. So I dug this out mid-February and applied the Prolongwear, and these two are a match made in heaven. They work so well together because this is a really thick foundation, and it's quite difficult to spread because it's quite mattifying, it sets really quickly. This makes light work, it just... The best thing is that because it's so fat, I don't need to mix all of my products together. As I said, I've been using a liquid highlighter. That is Face Atelier's Ultra Sheer and Champagne, which is incredible, and I'm going to order my bottle straight after I've done this video because there's no words to describe how awesome it is. But the thing is, I don't need to mix because it just mixes as I spread it all over my face. So, this brush with the Prolongwear foundation, brilliant. A snap. I love it. Other brushes this month. This brush has worked really, really well with a particular eyeshadow I've used, and this is the MAC 222. It's really, really grubby because I had to do Kiwi's makeup yesterday because it was World Book Day at his school, or most schools across the country I guess, and he went as Sweeney Todd, so I had to use loads of 0 minus in his hair to give him a white streak because he couldn't find any white hairspray on anywhere, so we gave him a white streak in his hair, contoured his cheekbones and his nose, and gave him shadows and red under the eyes. In all honesty, it's really hard to make your boyfriend look like Johnny Depp when he really doesn't look like Johnny Depp. Kiwi's got a bit more of a masculine jaw, and so I had to kind of give him cheekbones where he doesn't have cheekbones. But anyway, so that completely off topic, but this brush, I've been using it with a really quite powdery eyeshadow that I've been loving this month, and I found that it works well because it's quite soft, so it picks up a lot of the extra powder and then just deposits it nice and softly in the crease. Blushes. Okay, so this one is predictable, but it's so beautiful. Don't even think about rolling your eyes, it's so beautiful. It's kind of like a orgasm but you know, infinitely better and lovelier, and just a beautiful kind of corally salmon flush. I love it. You know how you just foster an irrational love for certain things, you know, like I foster an irrational love for Kiwi. That blush, if Kiwi didn't already occupy the other side of the bed, that blush would be sharing my bed with me because it is beautiful. Other blushes which have been making me happy, because I've been gravitating towards peaches. This is NARS Cactus Flower. Just the colour in the pan. Oh my god, there's so much noisy show-offs on their motorbikes. The colour in the pan just makes me happy on its own. It's such a gorgeous coral with a gold sheen. It reminds me of Viva Glam Cindy in blush form, and it looks really pretty on the lips. I don't know if you're supposed to put it on the lips, but someone suggested it and I have, and it's gorgeous. So going towards peaches and corals because it's spring and everyone else is doing it and I want to feel pretty like they are. Eye products. So the Inglot eyeshadow, or the eyeshadow I was talking about, which I use with my 222 brush from MAC, is this kind of grey, almost kind of dirty violet smoky taupe colour. It's quite similar to Copper Plate. This one has a bit of shimmer in it. It's quite similar to Copper Plate, except that it's a bit more grey toned rather than brown. The reason I love it is because it works really nicely in the crease. It blends beautifully. My only problem with it, as I said, is it's really, really powdery. So if I just dip my brush in it, there's loads of powder just floating everywhere. But regardless, it's a beautiful colour, and it's kind of like broken me out from my Copper Plate rut. That's not to say I don't like Copper Plate. Copper Plate is amazing, and it also makes a really good contour if you don't have anything else in the house. That's the only way that I managed to turn Kiwi into Sweeney Todd, using Copper Plate eyeshadow. Okay, other favourite eye products. Dangerous Cuvée Paint Pot by MAC. Massive glitter bomb, but beautiful colour. Just lovely shiny grey silver. Looks absolutely stunning, which I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate to you, with Beck's eyeshadow on top. Because it's a darker base, it brings out the really beautiful nuances of Beck's eyeshadow. Let's see if we can show you. It just shows off like the it just glints beautifully, and it shows off like the green and pink and purple and whatever undertones are in Beck's eyeshadow. It just shows them off to their full advantage. I love it. I've also really loved this MAC Mega Metal eyeshadow. This is from the Peacocky collection. I have to say though, I feel a bit misled by Temptalia, because she said that they're, you know, A+ quality. When I see A+ quality, I immediately compare everything to the Naked palette. So imagine my surprise when I swatch these. Looks great there, right? But if I put it on my hand, it's just really streaky and, you know, not as pigmented as I thought it would be. But regardless, I really love the colour, because it's kind of like a greyish taupe again. I'm really into those at the moment because I'm boring. But the quality for me isn't all there in those. Last thing I've been loving is this Urban Decay liquid liner. This is in Perversion, and the reason I love it, I just dug it out and put it in my everyday makeup stash because I need to use it up before it goes off. But I'll probably repurchase this because it's amazing. It's got a really great brush. It allows you to create a really fine line, which I'm going to try and draw for you with my shaky hands. And then you can draw a thicker line using the other side of the brush. So there we go. It's just an awesome eyeliner. It's very black. Very good. I hate the packaging, it's rubbish, and I always get black all over my fingers when I use this, but this is a very good eyeliner, and it makes lining doing a cat eye flick an absolute snap. It's brilliant. As for lip products, quite a few. I've really been loving lips this month, which sounds a bit of a weird thing to say, but I've been loving this Stila Sonia lipstick. I think it's a high shine something or other, sheer lip colour maybe. Beautiful kind of sheer plum for days off when I just want to look like, you know, I'm not washed out. Same with MAC's Tomorrow's Coral Lip Stain Marker, which you know is a long-standing favourite. This rarely leaves my handbag. That looks rubbish. Let's try again. And I loved this month Sleek's Power Polish and Scandal, which I've sent to every single person I can think of across the world who I thought would appreciate it. Beautiful red. Gives me that kind of been eating strawberry jam look. And 3 last things. Love Peck, which, okay, it looks brown in the container. I mean, it's not a surprise that not many people seem to have gone for this over, you know, other popular shades like Nude Ones and Exhibitionist and things, but it's a gorgeous vampy burgundy plummy delicious colour, and it makes my lips look awesome with no effort because it's like a liquid lipstick. It stays on me for quite a long time. It doesn't feel slippery, it just feels quite, not drying, but it feels dry to touch, if that makes sense. So I love that, and I love that I can just apply it with no lip liner and it feels like a lipstick. I also rediscovered this Inglot AMC lip paint. This is in 64 and it's amazing. It's just a lovely kind of Viva Glam Cindy colour, quite comparable to the NARS lip lacquers, less sticky, less long lasting. And the last thing is this Beau lip stain in Fleuron. Looks offensive. Then you apply it and it looks like you've rubbed highlighter on your face. You need the tiniest bit of this and it gives you this beautiful demure flush. I always keep this in my handbag, but I dug it out when I cleaned up my handbag and changed up my handbag this month, and then refound it and then put it on my dresser and reminded myself to use it because it always stays in my handbag in case of emergencies, in case of a blush or lip emergency, because it's both. But I really need to use it more because it's beautiful. So that was my favourites. Hopefully I'm going to be able to put a haul up soon as well, because I've got some Wonder Woman goodies to show you. But everyone have a lovely weekend. Yeah, have a good weekend everybody, and be safe and be merry and eat lots and be happy. I'm waiting for my delivery of my new blender, and then I'm going to have a green monster smoothie, and that is my weekend. Rock and roll!